So we're going to talk about making Google Forms today, um, using to collect data for your IEP goals. I've done it several ways. I got this idea from the Autism Helper, and she does it a certain way, but I just kind of accommodated it to something that would help me and my teachers, especially those support facilitation teachers that I don't see every day, just to kind of delete that one other meeting that they have to have, obviously I still have contact with them, but it just takes away that extra meeting that we need, and it gives me like hard data with like graphs and things like that, and it allows you to like do different things. So I'm going to show you several things right now. These are just all of my Google Forms. You can do it in several ways. Kelly, last time we met, she accidentally did it wrong from what I was saying, but I ended up liking her mistake better than what I was doing. It just made it more easy. But basically, this is what a complete Google form looks like. When you make it, it'll give you different options of how you can collect your data, and I'll show you in a second. What I usually do is just I put the goal at the top. I require the date just so that I have that, and then whatever it is that you're collecting data on just kind of goes in here. That's what a final one looks like. And then if you're the owner of it, then you can see all the responses. And your responses, you get this awesome graph. And it just like visually, it's great for parents. It's great for progress reports. It makes it so much easier. I have like 20 kids on my caseload, and progress reports, last time we did them, just went by so much faster than I think they've ever gone by, because of this. There's another thing that you can do where you can click this button right here, and it'll create a sheet, and it'll give you the timestamp and the date that you recorded the data, and it just kind of gives you more. You can create graphs based off of this in Google Sheets. I just haven't quite mastered that yet, so I don't have that today. I'm so sorry. But anyway, so when I make the Google form, I obviously go to Google Forms. I just go to a blank one. And then what I've started to do, which is what Kelly her mistake, she added all of her goals on one Google form. So if this was my student, I would just I use their initials, goals. And then I would type in, like, if her reading goal is will identify 20 words from the Fry's first 100 list. That's what I would do. And then you come over here and you add a question. And this is what I'm talking about. You can pick different ways. So I always want the date. So I put the date, and then you just keep adding sections. So this is how I want this data collected. I want it to be a checkbox grid. And I'm going to put in the words right here. The, of, to, you, so on and so forth. And then right here, if I want her to do each word in 4 out of 5 times, then I'm just going to do this. Obviously, this is very flexible. Teachers can do it with whatever works for them. This is, you just really just play around with it and see what's the best option for you. And then I would go down and add another section, and I would add her math goal. Will identify numbers to 30. And then I'll do that differently. Maybe I want that as a multiple choice. One, the column, she can do it receptively. She can do it expressively. Oh gosh. She can do both or not available. Again, just really what works for you. And then obviously I would add the numbers, so on and so forth. I would add another section for whatever goal would be next. We'll write an on-topic beginning, middle, and end. And for writing, what I typically do is I do a variation. So I could do something like a checkbox grid. Like we'll write a beginning, we'll write a middle, we'll write an end. We'll write a beginning, middle, and end. And then I can do 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, you know. And for writing, I will also add another thing because I would want like a paragraph. Like type in maybe what they wrote, to go along with this up here. And then once I'm done with that, this is where it gets a little complicated. This is just what worked best for me. Well, before that, I always preview it just to see if it's exactly how I want it. And then if I like it, then that's when I will go back, and this is how I get it to my teachers. So I also create a Google Sheet, and I have all of my teachers down here, my co-teach, SF, all of them, and I have shared this whole document with them, and I've explained to them, when you go and take data, like just make sure you're clicking on your name. And so they click on here, and so I will write their name. So let's say this one is the one I'm changing. Oh gosh, sorry. Let me go to this. I'll just add her name, and since I have all of the goals on one sheet, which is different from this one, I put each goal on one sheet. I would just type in their initials or their name, and I click send on the Google form, like I'm going to send it, but I don't send it. And I click the link and I copy it. And then I go back here and one second, insert link, and I paste it. And so therefore, when the teacher wants to go take data, they just have to come to the sheet and they find their name and they click on the student, and voila, it's all there. And you can have it notify you whenever they've filled out a response. I typically tell my teachers that this is what we discussed at our last special ed meeting. I tell them that whenever we progress monitor for tier, which is every 2 weeks, I tell them to also progress monitor for their goals then. They're pretty good about it. I have to send reminders, but that's just a natural thing. Like just sending reminders is a good thing. So I don't know if this explained it all. So if you have any questions, obviously please let me know. Kind of just winged this. This is my first try at it, but if you have any questions, let me know. I can obviously share whatever it is that you need. Yeah,